And welcome back once again. I'm probably going to upload these two videos back to back because, I don't know, it's just something about exploring the town and not having any combat or a dungeon next. I don't think that makes for... It's kind of like leaving you hanging, so I won't do that. So I will from now on just kind of try to upload them together. And if I can't, for whatever reason, do so, I'll just hold off and wait until I have both videos together. But I will split them up. I feel that it, keeps it from being super long. And also, if, you're not interested in watching me explore the towns or whatever, then you can kind of just skip around how you wish. So, now we're going to head out to the diamond mine. Certainly going to be a fun place. And hopefully this is a little more audible. I turned it up yet again. I just feel that it's way too soft. Here we have Will narrating. Diamond mine was quiet as a tomb. A chill ran down Will's spine when he heard the screams from the back of the cave. This game definitely can set the tone at times. Savage game. And these creatures are pretty dangerous in here. They might seem a bit familiar, those worms. You do have to be careful of those lizard men. I know they don't look very dangerous, but they can be nasty. Of course, we seem to be thrashing everything. There we go, we get some life. Hopefully we'll be able to stockpile some herbs in the next few dungeons. There's actually no boss here. And, the next dungeon, the boss isn't that hard, so he was gonna whip me. Elevator entrance. Use that door to get to the elevator. Oh, the locked door? Okay. See. Another dead guy. And that guy, of course we interrupted him, but he was whipping the laborer. So they edited out the beer bottles and they called laborers, or the slaves, laborers, but it's perfectly fine for a lizard man to be hitting them with steel whips. Okay. Alright. I don't even know what to say. I beg you, cut this chain. See, so Will kind of makes up for the bit of nastiness he did by selling that one laborer out to the, out to those slavers or whatever they are. There are 8 laborers, including me, forced to work in the mine. Please save us. Okay. He just strolls away. I guess I would too. I felt like, when I first played this game, I felt like this area was a nice break from, what I was coming from with, Lorelei Cliff. A little bit easier. You do have to be careful of these eye monsters, because they will wreck your shit, but aside from that, it's not terribly hard. There's no boss, so yeah, they kind of let you recuperate, really. He's at it again. They're mean. They're mean guys. They're not friendly at all. Oh, I took that hit. I was kind of hoping to get through this without taking a hit, but so much for that. I beg you, at this chain, I don't even know if I should bother talking to these guys. I'll talk to this guy. Again now. Thank you for saving me. As a reward, I'll tell you something. This mine has a secret room. Its entrance blends into the wall. But you can find it by searching for wind blowing through the cracks in the wall. Of course, it would blow fine here like yours around. Then you'll understand. Thank you, Guy. Here are more eye monsters. For some reason I can't get Will's lunge attack working today. I don't know why. Oh, this tracks you. And of course they close their eyes and you can't hurt them. And you cannot block those eye lasers either. Something you should keep in mind if you're playing alone. Let's see, is there good stuff in here? That's exactly what I wanted. Not get enough of those. If I'm going to be fighting these bosses with Will, I'm going to need every bit I can get. I can't guarantee that I'm going to do every boss. I'm going to do as many as I can. And some bosses you might have to... Well, there is one boss I do know for a fact that you have to fight with a certain character. There might be others if I remember correctly, I'm not sure. But, I will do as many as I can. But if I get to a point where I just feel like I can't go on, keep doing it, then we'll have to just, you know, use Frieden or whatever. I don't think that will be the case. I have, at times, managed to beat most of the bosses with Will. Either just out of curiosity or accidentally. There are one or two that I haven't used Will to fight. I don't know. Did that open that up? I don't know what that did. So, you know, we'll find out. See if it works out for us. Of course I'll be using Frieden in the dungeons, because there's no reason not to. He's just so awesome. You do get another character later on. I never really warmed up to him. It's kind of cool, but he just kind of lacks features, as we'll see eventually. That's not to say he doesn't have any, or any special powers or anything, but it's just one of those deals. I don't want to say this game is rushed, but they didn't get to put as much as they wanted to in it. Put it that way. That often happens. Here we go. And, oh, wind. What could be behind here? Thank you. I was buried in the cave-in. What would happen if we took longer? We want to give you a present. I'm sending 3 red jewels to the jeweler. Well, thank you. There we go. I don't quite know how many jewels I'm up to, or if I've missed any, but frankly I don't care. As long as I get enough to get the basic bonuses, then I'm happy. I think there's 50, and you need like 25 or 30 to get the basic stuff, which isn't too bad. It looks like you're hurt. Close your eyes. And yes, record. And let's see. We have to go down here. That's one thing I did find a little bit disappointing about this game, is that it was very... There wasn't a whole lot of secrets or anything in it. What was it? Soul Blazer was like that too, although there were some secret pieces of equipment and stuff. Not much, but I think it did a little better in that department. They did try with this by implementing the jewel system and all that, but it just didn't come off as very exciting. 5 hit points. Although there are some cool things you get from it, and it's not bad. I'm the kind of person, I like weapons and armor and things like that in my games, and IOG does not have that. I love this game though. Great game. Despite that. But Soul Blazer did have an edge on it in that regard. They're both good games. Incidentally, that's actually, a lot of people complain about Legend of Zelda 2, the NES. And that is something that bothers me about that game. I don't really have a problem with Legend of Zelda 2. I don't think it's a bad game. But I would have liked to have seen the, the items like the bombs and the boomerangs and stuff like that. And instead we got like a magic system, which really felt peculiar, to say the least. And I think that's probably what turned a lot of people off of that game. They really didn't get it. I mean, that's not entirely the problem, but that was part of it. When I was a kid, I just kind of put the game down after renting it and, dying in the first cave when you don't have a candle 10 times. But later on I did play it through, and I did like it. And, I think that kind of... I won't say this game's the black sheep of the series. It's probably not quite true. But it does kind of set this one apart, and why some people say they prefer Soul Blazer or say Terra Enigma over it. And also, I do have to give Rontro. I have him featured on my channel here. Rontro Gaming. A shout out. He told me about Grandstream Saga on the PlayStation 1, which I do have in my possession. But he mentioned that is supposedly part of the Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and Terra Enigma series that some people call the Soul Blazer series, others call it Terra Earth. Apparently it's part of that series. I was not aware of it being as such. It is kind of like a controversial subject, because some people claim it isn't, and then there's people who claim, well, there were developers from Quintet who worked on it. They formed a company called Shade, I think, that developed it, and it has this and that in common with it, and there's people that say, well, it only has the one thing in common. So, it is kind of controversial game from what I've seen, as far as its origins go, and what it happens to be related to. I will play it eventually and see for myself. Maybe I'll even do that this fall. Maybe we'll do a Let's Play. I did read a bit about it, and apparently the voice acting is quite hilarious. So, I think that would make for a good video. And I just love Frieden's pose there. I mean, look at him. Got his hand out, have that magic orb, holding the sword. Cool stuff. Of course, we get his new power. Dark Friar can now be used. Dark Friar is a dark power, a little redundant, and only Dark Knight free. Okay, how many times can you get dark in a sentence? The Dark Friar is a dark power that only the Dark Knight freedom can use in the dark. Oh. Use the aura power to scorch distant enemies. Use the attack button to save energy. This power is sick. The Dark Friar can defeat enemies in places sword can't reach. When you defeat all the enemies, the road will open up. And we will record. Yes. This power is sick. It's pretty devastating, and you actually can upgrade it. Either by finding red gems, or if I recall later on, you can find a potion or something that upgrades it. But it's really awesome, and we'll see it real quick. Not only does it do a fair amount of damage, it can actually hit enemies multiple times. And when you power it up, it's even better. He really is my favorite of them all. And he destroys bosses if you can use him reasonably well. So as you see, just savage that thing there. Oh, and I couldn't block. I guess because of the bonus I got. And we'll go in here. Oh, it's a garden gnome. I beg you, cut this chain. I beg you. New dialogue, please. There are people who are forced to work deep in the diamond mine. Please use this key to save them. There you go. You've got the elevator key. Yay. Okay. So we are ready to move on. If I can remember. Okay, I should just run through that ramp. There's another thing I really like about this game is these ramps. They're always fun. And they do use the mechanic a fair amount. I don't feel like they overuse it though, which is good. It's not like there's Mario Maker. I don't remember what they call them, but shell hell levels or something. I'll have to look it up. But they're basically like those ridiculously insane levels in Mario Maker that people have put together where you have to navigate it using a turtle shell. It's insane. If I could remember the name, it would be something worth linking in the comments, but you know, feel free to enlighten us if you can remember the name of that and you know it. Then we have to go into the inventory and use the key. I still have the prison key. Remove it. Oh, it won't let us. Okay, yeah, who cares? They'll let you throw away your herb though. He tries using the elevator key. Key turns, making a strange sound. Okay. No, I don't think there would be anything to fight here, actually. Just going to take a ride. First look badass in the cave. It's a long ride. Here we go. I'm not a big fan of that sound either, I don't know. Something about it. Of course, we have several rooms here, all of which are fun. The morgue. So, like I said, if this game isn't dark already, let me know. I mean, I know it's not like Resident Evil or Silent Hill, but for an action-adventure game that was kind of like has a sense of humor and is kind of aimed at like a younger audience, I imagine they made this more for like tweens or, you know, something like that. There's a 34-year-old man's playing it right now. We'll leave that alone, but yeah, for something made for this audience, I mean, it's pretty dark. There's a lot of dead people here. And they all died working in a diamond mine as compelled labor. And we found the key. I think there's 2 keys to that gate we saw. And if you aren't familiar with this game, there's a little flash there that shows up. That's how you find the key. I've played this game so much it probably make it look a little bit easier than it is. That's not to say it's a tremendously difficult game. But it's not exactly a pushover either. But, you know, as I've said, I've beaten it probably 10 times, 9 times, at least 5 or 6. I've really lost count over the years. And even if I don't clearly remember things, I always kind of know where to go and what to do. The pyramid will be interesting, though. I haven't done that in a few years. And, it's a shame, because last year I did do a playthrough in which I wasn't able to finish the pyramid because I accidentally fried my save. And, you know, I was doing it with a group, and I didn't want to, like, restart the game and go through it again, so I figured it's the last level, it's 2/3 the way through the pyramid, and, you know, all I had to do was the last actual level. Excuse me, I messed up there. The pyramid is not the last level, but anyway, it was almost done, and I thought, well, you know what, let me just grab a save online and use that. So I am looking forward to doing that stage, and I probably shouldn't have spoiled that, but yeah, there is a pyramid in this game. Thank you, I won't forget what you've done. Take this key. Awesome. You have the key to be mine. Excuse me, I had to get a little drinky drink. In fact, I guess beating all these things with will is my way of doing penance for cheating like that. Of course, I've beaten the game so many times. Yeah, put in the keys. There we go. And we just finished the diamond mine. The diamonds. They are forever. Cut the chain! Yeah, you talk to them all casually. They just say, just please cut the chain. Thank you. Our home village is far across the ocean. If you could go there and help the villagers to regain their strength. Okay. Wait. If you could go there. Okay, so I just misread that. If you could go there. Okay. We'll cut the chain for you. Thank you. All living things in our country have grown strange. People have turned to stone, some are sick with unknown diseases. And we'll cut this chain. Thank you. I heard from Eric that your friend has lost his memory. Legend says that there's a song that brings back the past. Please let him hear it. Sam hums a strange melody. Sam sounds suspiciously like a flute. Amazing. You've learned the memory melody. Sam, I need a favor. May I have the prison key and the melody of the wind as a souvenir of our meeting? Go ahead. I'm sure I'll never use it again. You mean you're sure you'll never use it again? As in me? You? I don't know. Alright, well, there you go. I'll never forget you. And you just tell the same story. So we can get out of here now. Unfortunately, they did not think to give us an easy way out. So we have to walk home. There's one thing that they do very well now in newer games. I have a lot of criticisms for Skyrim. There's also a lot of things I like about it. I mean, it's a Bethesda game, so they're all kind of like that. Flawed masterpieces, I guess you could call them, but one thing they did do well with Skyrim was that they put back doors in most of the caves. Brilliant, brilliant idea. You could just walk out of the back door of the dungeon instead of slogging through it again if you don't happen to be a mage with a teleport spell. That's something I can definitely support. Hopefully we're going the right way. But yes, you get to run through all this again. But luckily it's a short trip. I do remember getting a little bit lost, though, many years ago. Not badly, but you know, if you have to go around in a circle or something to get out, it's rather annoying. And we are back in Frisia. Yay! So we will play that memory melody. See if we can help Eric remember who he is, why he's here, and many other existential questions that young men often ask themselves while on journeys. Will began playing the melody he remembered. This is where it gets deep. But nothing happened. Oh, well, that's anticlimactic, to say the least. Will began playing the melody he remembered. Now, how can Sam take the melody? It's something you know. It's not a thing. Never mind. Let's not ruin this moment. What is this place? Somehow I feel a little homesick. I feel like I'm back in the womb. Eric, you're so weird. Everything that's happened, and the people I've met are pouring into my head. I was raised in the town of Southgate. When my father didn't come back from an expedition, the most important thing in my life was gone. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't stand my father using soldiers to invade other countries. It's awful when someone loses their life. What had taken years to put together is destroyed in one moment. I wonder if Seth is alright. People live on because they forget about unpleasant things. That's deep stuff, Lily. Yeah, so that's quite a moment. Of course, Lance has now recovered. What? What have I been doing? What's happened to everyone? Lance, your memory is back. I was worried. How many times does she say that? I think that line does pop up a few times. I wondered what would happen. Oh, he got his memory back. Okay, so we were going to hold off on talking to them because it might trigger us leaving Frisia. I don't explicitly remember. And I do want to save that for the next video. So, once again, thank you so much for watching. It's great doing this. I love it. I love you guys. You're all awesome. And I love this game. I'm having a great time playing it. You know, even if I'm making fun of it a little bit, it's a great title. Definitely worth checking out. And well, until next time, good luck, happy gaming.